Hello and a very warm welcome to our end of week news bulletin. I am Sergeant Doreen Kerubo. The KDF Weekly Bulletin is a show to keep you updated on events undertaken by the Ministry of Defense over the week. In today's bulletin, National Defense University Kenya hosts inaugural National Cybersecurity Symposium. The Chief of Defense Forces meets African Union Continental Award-winning teacher Mary Bosibori Onyancha. Strengthening community bonds and nurturing education in Boni Enclave. Military Wives Association of Kenya conducts women empowerment programs at Nanyuki and Isiolo. And in sports, Chief of Defense Forces joins cadets for an early morning run. To start us off, Honorable Eliud Owalo, the Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Information, Communication and Digital Economy, graced the inaugural National Security Symposium themed Enhancing Cybersecurity for National Development at the National Defense University Kenya in Nakuru. Government stakeholders with vast professional backgrounds in cybersecurity took cognizance of the fast-changing technology, redefining national security, organized the symposium to allow a candid engagement on the efficacy of measures taken to secure Kenya's cyberspace, in addition to proposing new measures to address contemporary and emerging cybersecurity threats for overall benefit of the nation. The discussions centered on evolving cybersecurity threats, cyber espionage, state-sponsored attacks, ransomware attacks, phishing attacks, as well as supply chain attacks. In his address, the chief guest, Honorable Eliud Owalo, discussed the importance of cybersecurity for the country's national development. He noted that Kenya is increasingly becoming digitized and that cybersecurity is essential for protecting the country's critical infrastructure, economic and national security. He also highlighted the government's commitment to enhancing cybersecurity and called upon state and non-state actors to take steps to protect themselves from cyber attacks.
As the world pursues the digital globalization agenda, ladies and gentlemen, ourselves as a country is not left behind. As you are aware, our government, under the tutelage and leadership of His Excellency the President and the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Republic of Kenya, has got the digital superhighway as a standalone thematic area in our Kenya Kwanza plan, on the basis of which everything else from a policy perspective is anchored. And this was deemed so because ICT is not just an enabler to all the facets of our plan, but it is also a critical success factor for Kenya as a country moving forward.
On the same platform, Honorable Aden Duale, the Cabinet Secretary for Defense, noted that the Ministry of Defense shall endeavor to accommodate ICT reinforcement in its systems and agencies. He further alluded that the Ministry of Defense is committed to allocating substantial funding and resources to cybersecurity, research policy formation, and review the correct security to incorporate cybersecurity and capability development.
The complex landscape of cybersecurity within the context of national security and development, we must recognize that cyber threats are not insurmountable challenges. They are obstacles that can be overcome with knowledge, with the collaboration, with the strategic thinking.
On his part, General Francis Ogola, Chief of the Defense Forces, emphasized the significance of the symposium's importance, which he noted will go a long way in providing both state and non-state actors valuable experience and knowledge to formulate key resolutions to deal with cyber threats.
We are all cognizant that Kenya is a regional leader in development and modernization of a hub of innovations in Africa, which we all take pride in. It is therefore the duty of all stakeholders to cooperate with a view to curbing the menace of cyber crime and threats.
Additionally, the Vice-Chancellor of the National Defence University, Kenya, observed that the current digital space has provided a multiplicity of interdependent connectivity, that a single disruption of one field of the infrastructure can lead to a whole halt of operation in other fields, thus the need for scholarly engagements and technological innovations to deal with the threat.
Manipulation of the IT systems has also resulted in serious cybercrimes of identity theft and deep fakes, which are a great concern in diplomatic relations where international and national sensitivities are exploited to introduce tensions. Consequently, these emergent threats demand intentional scholarship, technological innovation, and lawfare application to build resilient cyber infrastructure.
Honorable Aden Duale, the Cabinet Secretary for Defence, earlier this week hosted His Excellency Dr. Martin Kosha, the Australian Federal Minister for Labour and Economy, at the Defence Headquarters here in Nairobi. During the courtesy call, the two ministers held bilateral talks where Honorable Duale acknowledged the cordial relations and strong ties the two countries have. He underscored the need for both countries to advance the already existing strong ties by developing a defence cooperation agreement to guide the Kenya-Australia military partnerships.
Honorable Duale observed that there exists huge potential for possible collaboration between the two countries in the fields of military training and education, intelligence sharing, defense industry and technology transfer, military medical services, counterterrorism and counter-violent extremism, as well as research and development. Further areas of possible collaboration discussed include cybersecurity, military, cultural and sporting activities, as well as high level of diplomatic visits. Austria has been a key trade partner with Kenya in ready market for Kenya's flowers, coffee, tea, fruits and vegetables.
It was a delightful moment as General Francis Ogola, Chief of the Defence Forces, met the African Union Continental Best Teacher, Miss Mary Bosibori Onyancha, a teacher from the Moi Forces Academy, Lanet. Miss Bosibori was recognized for exceptional contributions to education, making her one of the outstanding teachers on the African continent. She emerged as the winner, trouncing 108 other competitors from 54 countries. The African Union Teacher Prize was established to recognize and celebrate dedicated teachers in Africa, elevating the teaching profession, status, and promoting best practices.
In his remarks, General Ogola congratulated Ms. Bosibori for winning the prestigious award, noting that Kenya Defence Forces is honored to have produced the best teacher in the entire continent.
For us as a school under defense, we feel greatly honored that you got that award. And I think for the students, sometimes you are taught by teachers, but you have no idea how others are being taught in Ghana, in Nigeria, in Egypt, or wherever. And this is a testament that you are getting the best education and getting the best from all teachers who are available in the whole world.
The CDF noted that the award was a testament to the hard work and dedication of teachers who are determined to impact change in society. He equally challenged young girls at the institution to work hard in their studies and follow in the footsteps of their teachers. Ms. Rosemary Bosibori Onyancha joins the list of Mr. Eric Ademba, Mrs. Roslyn Akinyi Omolo Musau as outstanding teachers who have previously won the AU Continental Teacher Prize Award.
I would like to take this opportunity to thank the Moi Forces Academy fraternity for the support they have given me, because without them, I wouldn't have won this prestigious award of the African Union Continental Teacher of the Year 2023. Your contribution is valid. Then to the students, I want to also appreciate your input, because without you, I wouldn't have been able to bring the innovations that I have brought. And I want to congratulate the ones who took up the challenge and won.
Earlier this week, the ceasefire agreement between armed forces of the Democratic Republic of Congo and the armed group M23 was violated. The East African Community Regional Force reported the violation of the ceasefire, whose existence has been since March 2023, through a press release on Wednesday, 25th October 2023. The clashes fatally injured a Kenyan soldier stationed in Kanyamahoro near Kibumba, 15 kilometers northeast of Goma. Investigation aimed at establishing the circumstances in which this incident occurred have been opened. The East African Community Regional Force calls for a return to the ceasefire agreement and a cessation of hostilities between the armed forces of the Democratic Republic of Congo and the M23 armed group. In other news, Brigadier David Chasire, the Commander Operation Amani Boni, presided over a one-day seminar bringing together senior multi-agency commanders deployed in the operation. The meeting that was held at the Kenya Navy Base Manda in Lamu County comprised of senior officials from the Kenya Defence Forces, the National Police Service, the Kenya Wildlife Service, Kenya Forestry Services, and the National Intelligence Service. During the consultative meeting, Brigadier Chesire, who is also the Commander 8th Brigade, underscored the importance of community engagements, civil-military cooperation activities, and coordination mechanism in bolstering achievement of security goals. The seminar comes at a time notable progress have been made in restoring calm in the Boni enclave. Members of the Military Wives Association of Kenya, popularly known as MWAC, led by their chairperson, Mrs. Eileen Ogolla, conducted women empowerment programs at Laikipia Air Base in Nanyuki and 78th Tank Battalion in Isiolo County. During the two forums, Kristen Tujiwezeshe, the women were taken through various sessions on financial and economic empowerment, in line with the MWAC's mentorship pillar.
In her remarks, Mrs. Ogolla stated that it's critical for the women to be financially stable to supplement the income of their spouses in preparation to their retirement from active service. Ms. Irene Mureithi, who is a MWAC member, advised the participants to have business startups and develop networks, saying no one should despise their humble beginnings. Commanders from the two regions attended the forums and applauded MWAC for enlightening the women, adding that MWAC has positively impacted KDF families and improving their welfare.
We appreciate ile kazi munafanya, and I can say this both from where I sit, that is from the leadership perspective, all the work that Military Wives Association of Kenya is doing on our behalf, and I can also say that both as a husband and as a parent, tunasema asanti.
In attendance were MWAC Vice Chair Lady Mrs. Joyce Mwangi, Laikipia Air Base Commander Brigadier Farah, Commander Ahmad Brigade Brigadier Joel Arimi, senior officers, Lieutenant Colonel Franklin Omuse from Compensation and Welfare Branch at the Defense Headquarters, and other MWAC officials.
Moving on to our sports world tonight, General Francis Ogolla, the Chief of the Defence Forces, today broke off from his busy schedule to join senior cadet officers for a daily morning jog at the Kenya Military Academy at Lanet in Nakuru. Donning his jogging shoes and the Ulinzi Stars tracksuit, the CDF made his way to the training institution early in the morning, highly motivated to lead in his first ever morning run with the cadet officers. Speaking after the morning jog, General Francis Ogolla described the event as very historic in his military journey, as it takes him back to the good old days almost 40 years ago as a young cadet training at the institution. Take a look.
In his address to the cadet officers, the Chief of Defence Forces commended them for their dedication and commitment to the training designed to test their physical and mental fitness, in addition to teaching them the essence of teamwork. The early morning run saw the Chief of Defence Forces cover a total distance of 4 kilometers, with the cadets following behind, humming the usual military songs before rounding up with the warm down. Accompanying the Chief of Defence Forces in the chilly morning run was the Commandant, Kenya Military Academy, Major General John Koimo, senior military officers and service members.
Thank you for watching. We look forward to your feedback via our official social media handles and your viewership next Friday for the KDF Weekly Bulletin. I am Sergeant Doreen Kerubu. Goodbye.